Hello guys, today we are going to solve standard 6 chapter number 7 things around us worksheet, right? So we are going to solve the worksheets. So first take out it, first MCQs. So MCQ number 1 says living things and non-living things are both are different, right? They both are not same. Then second question, a group of cells that perform a particular function form, so it is tissue. Same way group of tissue, it forms organ, right? And same organ to organ system, and when group of organ join together and makes a particular function, it is one type of is called as the organisms, right? Now third question, amoeba and euglena are unicellular or multicellular organisms? These both are unicellular organisms, right? Now fourth one, growth in living things is, so it is irreversible process. Fifth one, bacteria and fungi are examples of, so it is decomposers. Now true and false. If it is false, then correct it. So first one is, shoot of a plant grows towards light and root grows towards gravity, so it is true. Second, leaves of touch me not open up when touched, sorry, this is wrong answer, right? See, this is wrong sentence, so it is false. But what is the right? Leaves of touch me not plant open up, sorry, close up when it touch, right? It will close, it will curl up. Third one, living things do not have the ability to produce more their kind, so it is false, because living things have the ability to produce more of their kind. Fourth one, most plants use light to grow, it is true. Fifth one, 62% of the human body consists of water, sorry, this is wrong answer. And how many percent of water? 70%. Okay, then come to the one example. So unicellular organism, first one, so write down any one, amoeba and parameciums, right, any one. Then second, a multicellular organism, so plant, animals, human beings, this all, right, multicellular organisms are called. Third one, a scavenger, so it is vulture and hyena. Then decomposers, so write down bacteria. Then fifth one, secondary consumers, so it is tiger, lion, anyone. Now D, write one word for the following. First one, an organism's reactions to stimulus, so it is called as response. Second, all that surrounds living things and affects their growth and development, so write down environment in the fill up. That means the sentence will be all that surrounds living things and affect their growth and development, it is called as environment. Third one, a group of tissue that perform a particular function in the body, so it is organ. Fourth one, a group of organ interacting with one another to perform a particular life process. So this is called as organ system. Fifth one, a change in the immediate environment of an organism which produces a change in the activity of the organism. So it is stimulus. Now let's solve short answer questions. First short question is, what do you understand by the term stimulus and response? Give an example to explain this. So stimulus and response, that means plant do not move from one place to the another place. However, they exhibit movement of certain part of the plant, such as leaves, roots, right, in response to change in their immediate environment. A change in the immediate environment of an organism which produces a change in the activities of the organisms is called a stimulus. That means the stimulus, that means suppose we have touch me not plant over here, right? So when we touch to this plant, what happens? The leaves of this plant will be curled up, right? It will curl up. So here our touch is called as stimulus and curling of leaves is called as response, right? Same way, if we discuss about stimulus and response, so another example is of sunflower. So in the presence of sunlight, sunflower turn its faces towards the sun, right? In the morning time, sunflower keeps its face towards east direction, and in the afternoon it will be in the west direction, right? So here, what is stimulus? So sunlight is called as stimulus and movement of sunflower, it is called as response. Okay guys, second question, explain what is meant by structural organization in a living body. So in structural organization, what happens? There are two types of the organisms, unicellular and multicellular. So there are few organisms which is made up of only one cell, right? It is called as unicellular. But the organisms which are made up of several cells, it is called as multicellular organisms, right? So if we discuss about the unicellular, so amoeba and paramecium both are called as unicellular organisms. And if we discuss about the level, the structure of organization, so here cell is the smallest living structure, right? So when two or more cells join together to perform a particular function, it is called as tissue, right? And when two or more tissues join together to perform a particular function, it is called as organ, as for example lungs, then heart, right, stomach. But when two or more organs join together to form a particular function, it is called as organ system. So digestive system, circulatory system, respiratory system, these all are organ system. Now about organisms. So when all the organ systems join together, interacted with each other, so this is called as organism, right? Like human beings, rose plant, right? These all are multicellular organism. Third one, define the cold-blooded animals and warm-blooded animals. So what is the meaning of cold-blooded animals? The animals whose body temperature will change due to the changes in the surrounding temperatures, right? So this is called as cold-blooded animals. And warm-blooded, whose body temperature does not change with the outside temperature, are called as warm-blooded animals, right? So these both are the definitions of this fourth one. what is recycling of nutrients and how does it take place in nature. So guys, we know that ki after the remaining, that means ki remaining part eaten by the scavengers and vulture and hyena, right, whatever remaining part is there, it will be decomposed by the decomposers, that means by bacteria. They will break down, they are used to break down this meat या fleshes of the remaining part into simpler substances. दैट मीन्स कि वो छोटे छोटे पार्ट में डिवाइड करके सोइल के अंदर मिक्स कर देता है, कौन, बैक्टीरिया. So in this way this nutrients will be mixed in the soil, right. So this is called as recycling of nutrients and this is done in the nature by this bacteria. Question number 5. How are scavengers and decomposers important for environment? So guys, in the above question, question number 4, we have discussed about scavengers and decomposers. We have discussed decomposers, right? So now what is scavengers? Scavengers, that means ki vulture and hyena. So after the carnivores, that means ki whatever remaining part of fleshes are which will be eaten, which would be eaten by the scavengers, right. उसके बाद जो फ्लेसिस का पीस बचे हैं, राइट, जो डिकम्पोजर्स उसको सड़ा के सोइल के अंदर मिक्स कर देते. तो बाय दिस वे स्कैवेंजर्स एंड डिकम्पोजर्स आर इम्पोर्टेंट फॉर द एनवायरमेंट. नाउ लॉन्ग क्वेश्चन. हाउ डू द डिफरेंट बायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स इन एन एनवायरमेंट इंटरेक्ट विथ ईच अदर? सो डिफरेंट बायोटिक कंपोनेंट्स इफ वी डिस्कस, so it is plants, herbivores, carnivores, omnivores, scavengers. So we know that the plant can manufacture their food by the photosynthesis process, and so this is called as producers, and herbivores eat these plants. So herbivores are dependent on producers and herbivores are called as primary consumers. Then carnivores, so carnivores eat to herbivores, right. So carnivores are called as secondary consumers. Now omnivores, so omnivores eat both plant as well as animals, right. So human beings and omnivores are called as both eaters, plant as well as animal eaters, flesh eaters, right. So in this way they are interacted to each other. Question number 2. List out the difference between living and non-living things. So first of all, living thing. So living things are made up of cells. Non-living things are not made up of cells. Second, living things follow a cycle of growth. Non-living things do not follow this cycle. Third one, living things reproduce. Non-living thing does not. Fourth, living things excrete and get rid of wastes, but non-living things do not get rid of waste because they are not doing excretion process. Fifth one, living things need food to alive, right, but non-living things do not need it. So this was the difference. Now logical questions. First one, what would happen to the fertility of the soil if there were no bacteria and fungi? So there will be no nutrients, recycling of nutrients will be, right. So in the absence of nutrients there will be no growth of plant. Second, what would happen to the quality of air if the cutting down of trees keeps increasing? So there will be percentage of oxygen in air will be very less and percentage of carbon dioxide in air will be more. So what happens? there will be impure air, and due to the impure air we will respiration process will be, so during the respiration process our body will get less quantity of oxygen, so there will be so many diseases in our body, right? Why are plants called nature's purifier? Because by the photosynthesis process plants absorbs carbon dioxide and releases oxygen, so the quantity of oxygen, percentage of oxygen in air will increase and percentage of carbon dioxide will decrease. So this way plants are called as nature's air purifier. Okay guys, now today's homework is complete the worksheet of chapter number 8. Tomorrow we will solve this worksheet, right, and I will give answers. Okay guys, thank you, have a nice day.